Hey there, creepy peeps, and happy March. As it is March, you know that means that we have to do a February recap. First and foremost, before we get into any recapping, which this is technically a recap, I'm recapping what happened this past month. If you want to skip this part and you just want to get into like the movies and TV and stuff, I'll leave a time code in the description so you can just jump ahead. But let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Or maybe not even an elephant in the room. Maybe none of you guys cared, and that's fine too. But I didn't post anything the second to last week of this month. You know, I had a bit of a mental breakdown. More than anything, it was just stuff in my personal life that like derailed my very delicate video making schedule. Because I know a lot of you guys have brought up in the past like how you post 5 videos a week and all that stuff, and it's a very, very delicate schedule. Like I have to keep a very tight schedule, otherwise it derails everything. And that's pretty much what happened. Like with the jury duty, there was stuff at work like an overnight inventory and everything that just like threw off my normal schedule, to the point where I got incredibly behind on my videos, and I was just like, you know, tired, I was run down, and I was just like, I didn't like anything that I had posted the previous week because I was also tired. Maybe it didn't come across that way in every single video. I feel like there was a couple of distinct videos, so you can probably tell I didn't really have fun recording it and I didn't really have fun editing it, which is why I normally don't like to put out videos like that. So which is why I just didn't put out anything last week. So I was like, if I'm just gonna feel like crap about them, I don't want to put them out. So that leads me into talking about something I haven't done in a long time, which I used to do this like every other month, I feel like, when I first started out YouTube, which is change my video schedule. So if you'll notice, this whole past month, I don't know how many of you guys actually watched until the very end, but this whole month previous in February, I wasn't saying I post videos Monday through Friday because I was getting ready for this. I didn't want to keep advertising it. Instead of 5 days a week, I'm gonna go to 3 days a week, so it'll be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It kind of kills me to cut it down because I didn't dislike the 5-day-a-week schedule. It's just I don't have enough time to make the videos I necessarily want to make all the time with that schedule, if that makes sense. Like there have been weeks where I feel like I'm just pumping out videos and I don't really care about them. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't like have enough time to devote to planning and editing the videos maybe necessarily the way I want to, or I'll have an idea which I think is a good idea and I just don't ever have the time to like execute it the way I want to, which makes me, you know, that sucks. So that makes me upset. So I want to work on improving my content. I want to work on quality over quantity, and hopefully sometime in the future I'll have way more free time to devote to doing 5 videos a week, and they'll still be awesome quality. But for right now I can't have both. So I'm gonna pick quality over quantity, hopefully quality. Hopefully you guys will soon see an improvement. So this will give me time to work on planning more creative type videos, still movie reviews, obviously. And like your regular kind of content that you guys like. I know you guys really like the cooking videos and the crafting videos and things like that. Don't worry, those will still be around and things like that. But you know, sometimes I have a different idea on how to do a movie review, like do something a little bit different and more creative, and I'll have more time to plan it and execute it the way I want to and edit it and work on my editing, which I feel like there's always room for improvement there, definitely. It'll also give me time to, you know, work on fucking merch, which I've wanted to do for ages, especially for patrons as well. And it's just like things like that always have to take a back burner, you know, for pumping out videos. So I feel like this will give me time to actually finally work on that, which I really want to do. It'll give me time to work on the cool things I have planned for October, which yes, I already have plans for October. I'll stop with that now. Just wanted to provide that explanation, especially as it's technically March now when you're seeing this. So yeah, so let's get into the actual recap now. All right, so the movies I watched this month. I feel like I didn't watch a lot this month, and it's also a shorter month, I will just say. First thing, I didn't watch this all in February. I definitely started Conversations with a Killer in January, but I finished it in February. So, and I didn't realize you could rate shows, which made me upset. So I feel like I don't have a rating for like Haunting of Hill House and all that, because I didn't know you could do that on Letterboxd. Damn. I can't wait to see the movie now that I know the director is the same for this documentary as well as the movie that's coming out. And then I watched Velvet Buzzsaw, of course, which was the first movie I reviewed in February, first new movie of February. I gave that a 2.5 out of 5. You can go check out that review if you wanna watch it. I watched Alleluia, which is a Belgian horror movie, which I was not a fan of. And you can tell in the video, I wasn't a fan of watching it, didn't really want to make a full review on it, but you know. And then The Devil Bat, which is kind of a so bad it's good. I just didn't find it that good. All of those past 3 you can see my full reviews on, so if you want to check those out. I watched Abducted in Plain Sight, which is another documentary that everybody is talking a lot about because it's just so batshit crazy. Like seriously, you think it's gonna be about this pervert that kidnaps this girl, and it is just so much more than that, you guys. And it was like a mostly well done documentary. I gave it a 1 mostly because of the parents in this, which I know is being petty, but you know, whatever. Also, I just feel like it was poorly constructed that like the parents got that much talking time when they made so many mistakes. Like, I'm sorry, that just wasn't fair. That's just not fair to anybody. Like, they made so many damn mistakes, and this documentary is like, they're the victims. And I'm glad that nobody is seeing it that way, but because I feel like that's kind of like the tone of the documentary, but whether it was or not, I don't know. Anyways, then I watched Suspiria, the new one, finally. Let me know. I know I'm super late to the party, so let me know if you want me to review it. I will. I definitely want to watch it a few more times before I review it though, because I gave it a 3.5. I don't even know if I'm gonna settle with that review. That was just after 1 watch, so I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to unpack with that movie. And The Prodigy, which of course I made a review on, so you can watch that if you want. And then Bad Boy Bubby and Carrie, which I watched both of those for Does This Offend You? Carrie, of course, that's a rewatch. I love that movie. Bad Boy Bubby, I feel bad. Emma, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry about that stream. I feel like I just like mentally shut down when we were talking about that movie. There's just so much to unpack with that movie. Like there is so much going on that it was mentally exhausting to talk about that movie. I watched Happy Death Day to You, which I posted a review of this week, so you can check that out if you want. And then I rewatched Happy Death Day, which I loved, and it gave me a better appreciation for the sequel, actually. So I don't know, maybe I'd recommend like rewatching those, like rewatching the first one as well, maybe if you're unsure about the sequel. And then I watched The Clove Hitch Killer, which you would have seen a review of already. And then I rewatched The Devil's Rejects. I plan to do a video on it. I think I'm still gonna do a video on it eventually. I don't know, another series, not another series, just, you know, I don't talk about my favorites in enough detail, I feel like, so maybe I kind of want to like, just every now and then go through and rewatch one of my favorites and talk about it in more detail, like why I love it so much and the first time I watched it and things like that, like remembering the first time I watched it and how I felt. Of course, I love that movie, so, you know, I gave it a 5 out of 5. So in terms of books, I have a lot of books that I'm currently reading. If you follow me on Goodreads, you can see exactly what it is I'm reading and how far along I am in those books. But when I made the Creepy Book Club schedule, because we planned our books in advance, so we planned our books for January, February, March, April, May, and June. I didn't realize that I planned like the longest book for the shortest month. And you'll see a full review up for it next week, but it was Dracul by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Barker. Really good. It's just it's a long book. It is quite a long book, and it's very detailed and everything. So I haven't finished anything else that I'm reading this month yet. I'm almost done with a lot of stuff, just I had to finish this one obviously for Creepy Book Club. So this one took precedence, and I finished this pretty much almost entirely during jury duty. I didn't start it when I went to jury duty, but I got a good chunk of it done when I was just sitting there waiting. Never got called, by the way, I'm just saying. Just in short, I liked it. I really did like it. You can see my rating right now up on Goodreads. Just my rating. I haven't written a review yet on there. And then obviously next week there will be a full Creepy Book Club review on it. So I'm currently reading a whole lot of other stuff, but I figured I would also take this time right now to tell you what the March Creepy Book Club book is, if you want to get your hands on it real quick and read it. It is Last Days by Adam Neville. And if that name sounds maybe a little bit familiar, that's because Adam Neville also wrote The Ritual, which was made into a movie, which came out, was it 2017? So I thought that would be an interesting read, and I quite like The Ritual, and it made me want to read the book, which I still haven't read The Ritual, but I'm glad to be reading something by that same author. So like podcasts and music, I haven't really gotten into any new music. There is a new K-pop group out for those of you interested in K-pop. I'll just mention them briefly. ITZY, I-T-Z-Y. That's really the only song I've been playing on repeat. Their debut song, Dalla Dalla, D-A-L-L-A. Twice. So I mean, it's a really catchy song, so you know, it's pop music, so of course it's really catchy. In terms of podcasts though, I did recently discover the Straight Chilling podcast. I'll link their YouTube. I think you can listen to them on multiple platforms. I use Spotify for my podcasts, for everything basically. I'll link their YouTube in the description, as well as their just like websites. You can learn about them. Really funny, really knowledgeable guys, just talking about horror. So, you know, if that interests you at all, then yeah, you should definitely check them out. In terms of streaming on YouTube, for whatever reason, this past month, I've been watching a lot more BookTube stuff. I don't know. I'm back into reading again. Like, I feel like the past like couple years, like I haven't been as into reading as I'd like to be, and I missed it so much. So I've been watching a lot of BookTube, particularly Common Spence, Peruse Project, and Cameron Chaney. I hope I said his last name right. I'm so sorry. Because I hope I said his name right, because Cameron, who I wanted to mention to you guys, in particular, is a horror booktuber. His channel is horror themed. So for those of you creepy peeps that also really like to read and most likely don't get enough horror book content from me, because I really only talk about books once a month on this channel, you should definitely check out his channel, which I will link in the description. And then in case you missed it, if you want to watch me become mentally drained during the course of a live stream, I'll link episode 11 of Does This Offend You? Like I said, like I mentioned earlier, where me and Emma were talking about toxic relationships with the movies Carrie and Bad Boy Bubby, and essentially I just devolve into a mess by the end of the live stream. Yeah, so let me know everything you've been loving and watching and reading and whatever in the month of February. Hopefully, let me know what you guys think about the new schedule. Hopefully I haven't disappointed anybody. I know so many of you liked the 5-day week schedule, and that's partially why it kills me to, you know, but it'll all be for the good, I hope. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I now post videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye. This video is brought to you by all of these awesome Patreon supporters who are listed here on the screen. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link that's in the description box. And if you want to check out more videos, you can click the video that's on the screen right now.